3, 2. Tell me who understands that reference, although it might have gotten cut off. Blabbity blabbity. So, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another Sunday live stream. Because it was a busy week, especially for Nintendo stuff and for Mario stuff, which we, of course, will be talking about. But I'm going to share the stream as I tend to do, because I'm sure no one's in the chat just yet. And then we'll start talking about some stuff once some people show up here. Where is my stream? Stream. And yeah, I actually didn't even know if I was officially going to do a live stream today or not, but it made sense to. Grab this. Let me go to the Twitters. I do see people jumping in the chat as per usual. What is happening, everybody? I'll be right with you guys in just a moment. Before we start, talking about some Mario stuff. Come hang out on the internet. Oh, let me do a thing. Let me do this. 1 second, guys. I'll be with you. I know there's probably a way more efficient way to do this and start live streams and then go to Twitter and share it. But I am not a professional when it comes to this streaming game. So I do it the best way I can. Okay. And yes, there is people in the chat. What is up, Mamia Malvada? What's up, Ryan Stefan? Good to see you, buddy. Ian Boast, hello. Armchair Analysis. Hello. John O'Daz, my boy John O'Daz. How are you doing? Diego Battaglia. Hi, how you doing? Juan Cruz Otero, what's up? Joseph Tamilia. Somebody whose name is very Russian that I can't pronounce. Abdi, Chad Pape, Riley Shields, Kevin Buck, Chad Pape again. Hi, how are all of you guys doing? A lot of people jumping in so quickly. Joseph said, do I want Mario Galaxy 2 on the Switch? And definitely, absolutely, I want Mario Galaxy 2 on the Switch. You know, I'm somebody who's not super upset with it just being the 3 games. For the most part, I'm like, that's fine. There's 3 amazing games, and I'm excited to play them again. But I'm not a crazy person. Like, I love Mario Galaxy 2, even though I'm of the very small group of people that prefers Galaxy 1 to Galaxy 2. I love Galaxy 2. I think it belongs on the Switch. Like, okay, I guess I say it belongs on the Switch in the sense that we're already getting some old Mario games on the Switch. So if we're getting these 3 games, including Galaxy 1, then we definitely should have Galaxy 2. So I would definitely love to see it. So many people jumping in, and I got a super chat. Wow. Eric Popa. Is it Popovich? Tell me if I'm saying that right, or Popowich. My guess is that it's Popovich, like German. Anyway, Eric, yes, I'm having a very great day. Thank you so much. This is my 1 day off. I'm going to be working for the holiday tomorrow, putting in some extra time. So, and I work on Saturdays. Normally I have Sunday and Monday off, but I'm actually working tomorrow. So this is my 1 day off. So yeah, pretty good morning. Went to the gym, played a little bit of games, played some Tony Hawk, doing a live stream with you guys. My fiance and I are going to go grocery shopping after this, and then I'll probably play more Tony Hawk. So yeah, but thank you so much for your donation. Many people jumping in this chat now. Eric said, hey buddy, have I finished Dragon Ball Super yet? What other anime have I seen? Can't say enough good things about My Hero Academia. I've heard of that, My Hero Academia. So yeah, we finished Dragon Ball Super a couple of weeks ago. Finally, I know we're way behind, but I've been watching them through the Blu-ray sets, and it was really good. Dragon Ball Super is really, really good. Very much enjoyed it. It was a good and worthy continuation series to Dragon Ball Z, but it doesn't come anywhere near capturing the heights of Dragon Ball Z. When Dragon Ball Z is firing at all cylinders and is at its peak moments and peak storytelling and peak character development, it's the best thing I've ever seen in animated fashion of all time. And that's, anime or regular, other non-anime animation, like anything. Dragon Ball Z is the king, in my opinion. And so Super was good, but it didn't quite get there. but I didn't really need it to get there. And so for me, it was just nice to have 130 episodes back with Goku and Vegeta and Gohan and Piccolo and Krillin, just to even have any story that continues. It's still a good time, you know. And I'm even somebody who likes GT. I know GT gets a lot of crap. It's not like great, but it's fine. It's good. It's fun. I actually think Super Saiyan 4 in some ways is a little bit more interesting than Ultra Instinct Goku, but I only think that's because they didn't really do enough with Ultra Instinct. I don't think they spent enough time with it, and I think that they didn't do enough to really help us or Goku understand it, like us the audience or Goku the character. And it was just they Ultra Instinct felt a little bit like a cheat. It didn't feel earned, but I feel like what they did with Super Saiyan 4, even though, well, that was more for Vegeta. Anyway, this isn't the Dragon Ball cast. I just, I liked Super. I thought it was good. So, yes, I thought it was good. Thank you so much. I didn't mean to jump into a little Dragon Ball tangent there, you guys. Hippity hopping into the chat. What's up, Kazoo? Good to see you. Thanks. You pop in almost every single live stream. I really appreciate that. That's super cool. Hello, Eduardo. Hello, Fieli. Oh my God. At Moreggio. Wesley Best. Kai Marager. A lot of people in here already. Everyone probably wants to talk about all this Mario stuff. Crazy busy week. I'll do a couple questions here, though, because I'm getting a lot of things popping in here. I gave in and pre-ordered a digital and physical for the collection. Wow, right on, Opti. I've seen a lot of people with the Mario 3D All-Stars who are buying more than one copy because, Nintendo basically has told everyone to do that by saying it's limited. For whatever crazy reason, they wanted to make the Mario 3D thing limited, and so a lot of people are buying more than one copy for that reason, because it's like, hey, maybe in 10 or 15 years, a sealed copy of Mario 3D All-Stars could be worth like $150 or whatever. So interesting. Wesley Best says, I enjoy the content, Rob. Hope you hit 15K. Thank you. I'm pretty sure I will. I crossed 14,200 this morning. So I'm pretty sure I can get hopefully another 800 before the end of 2020. That's my goal, at least. So we shall see. 69 people in the chat. 69 dudes. Very cool. Thanks, guys, for showing up. We'll definitely reach 15K. I hope so, Kazoo. Thanks so much for the vote of confidence. Let me scroll to the bottom here. I'm missing a bunch of stuff. I got some tags. Lunatune says, is Mario Kart Circuit the rumored involves wheel game? Man, you know what? I didn't think until just now. Obviously, there's been a lot of jokes about the Mario Circuit thing, the home circuit being, oh, is this secretly Mario Kart 9? But I didn't think about that rumor about a holiday Switch game that had to do with tires. It wasn't wheels, actually, it was tires. And dude, what if it was actually that? I hope not. And don't get me wrong, I actually think the Mario Kart Circuit home circuit thing looks cool. Like, I tweeted about it. I think it actually looks really, really neat. I discussed it on my video too. But man, that can't be the tire game. I hope not, Nintendo. Come on. That just doesn't really count. Maybe the person that broke that scoop about the tires game, knew something Mario Kart was coming, just kind of jumped to the conclusion it would be a normal Switch game. And then it turns out to be this, remote control Mario Kart circuit game. That would be really funny. Novus Talk says, I've never watched any anime outside of the Bayonetta movie, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and the Transformers Unicron trilogy. It's just not really a shiny probably thing is what you meant. Just not really a thing that appeals to me, but I'm glad people enjoy it. Yeah. So I was really into anime, as a teenager in the 90s, because 90s anime just smokes everything coming out today. It's not even close. There's nothing happening today that's as cool. And so I was really into it then. And then I got into Dragon Ball Z in the early 2000s. And there was a period in the mid 2000s where I was really trying to get into anime that was really happening here. And I was into it for a while. I can't remember anything I watched. Something about Dead Angel Girls or something. There was a show called Elfen Lied I watched that was actually really cool. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm from the Ninja Scroll, Ghost in the Shell, and Akira era. Okay, that's my era of anime. That stuff is amazing. And so, but I fell off the anime bandwagon myself, and now I'm not really as into it. But I love Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is the one thing, man. It's just amazing. I'm going to scroll to the bottom here. Sorry, guys. I'm going to miss a lot of questions by scrolling. Riley Shield says, Mario Kart 9, I think they... Oh, I missed your question. I got a super chat I'll have to answer, but I do want to finish that. Oh, my God. Riley, where'd your question go, man? I don't see it. I'm sorry. Oh, there. Oh, nope. That's not it. Okay. I'm going to answer the super chat. Ryan Steffen insanely has donated $25. Dude, thank you so much. That is a huge donation. Wow. I appreciate you, Ryan. He says, with Zelda having its 35th anniversary next year, do you think Nintendo will make a collection with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask? Also possibly bring Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, a Twilight Princess, or is that too much Zelda in 1 year? Well, you list all of those amazing 3D Zelda games. I would say that list of games probably is too much Zelda in 1 year. I think you're probably right on that. But I don't think it's crazy that we get something. Honestly, of all of those things, you can call me foolish if you want, but I kind of do believe in Skyward Sword, you guys. I really think that there's way too many reasons to believe that Skyward Sword would make the jump to the Switch at some point, just because, as I've talked about, you guys heard me even mention it in a video recently, like, that game needs to just jump off of the Wii in any way. I don't even care if it's the Switch or the console after the Switch or whatever. It could have been the 3DS for all I cared. Or the Wii U. Like, I think that Skyward Sword needs to be able to be unshackled from the Switch or from the Wii. And I think Nintendo knows that. And the rumor for Skyward Sword has popped up here and again, over the years. And now that we've seen the Mario thing be true after 6 or 7 months of rumors about that, turns out it was true exactly as we heard. And there was also rumors about Skyward Sword this year. And it's not a guarantee. I'm not telling you it's a lock. And I haven't heard anything about it at all behind the scenes. I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it as far as any secret leaks or rumors. I just know what the public has heard about it as far as a rumor goes. But it makes sense to me, man. So Skyward Sword with the 35th anniversary next year, yeah, I think there's a good chance Nintendo does it. Now, is there also a chance that they do something similar to the Mario collection for Zelda? Yeah, I think there's a chance. I think my money is more on something like Breath of the Wild 2 releasing next year and a Skyward Sword port. I think that alone would probably be enough. Maybe they would do something like bring Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks over to the Switch, just on the eShop for $10 a piece or something. Maybe they would do something like that also. As much as I want to believe we would get Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Ocarina of Time or something all in a collection, I don't know. I think that might be too much Zelda even for Nintendo. So I would say if you follow, well, I wouldn't say that. You can't really follow the Mario model, because if you followed the Mario model, they would release a collection of 3 Zelda games. And for some reason, I don't think they would do that. But I think Skyward Sword is coming, you guys. I just do. So to answer your question, Ryan, that's more my thinking. But there's a chance that that's wrong. There is definitely a chance, Ryan, that everything you said does happen. It's not crazy to think that Nintendo wouldn't want to bring Ocarina and Majora's Mask and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess over to the Switch. They'd make a killing. We would all buy it and they would make a killing. And even if they did something where they didn't update the games at all and they just made ports, like with Mario, a lot of people would complain, just like with Mario, but a lot of people would buy those. Also, just like with Mario, because for all the complaining we're seeing about Mario, I think we all know it's going to sell like crazy. Even if you've decided for yourself not to buy the Mario games, and that's totally okay. But come on, these games are going to sell like crazy. A lot of people are going to buy them. And as we heard from somebody in the chat, and as I said, I've seen on Twitter all the last couple of days, many people are buying more than one copy of Mario. So Mario is just going to sell. And so when we think about Zelda games, I do think there's a chance Nintendo wants to celebrate Zelda's 35th next year also. If they're going to do it with Mario, they're going to do it with Zelda for sure. And so I feel like they're going to probably make something then, something there. I really do. So Kazoo says Spirit Tracks best Zelda? Really? Whew. Well, that is okay. You are definitely allowed to have that opinion. Everyone's opinion is their own. I don't want to break your heart, but I actually did not really enjoy Spirit Tracks. Mostly because I think the biggest thing about Spirit Tracks for me, it wasn't so much that it was like a bad game, but I think it just bored me. I got really bored with Spirit Tracks. I actually like, this is just as controversial, Kazoo. I actually like Fan of Hourglass quite a bit. I like that game a lot, and I definitely like it more than Spirit Tracks. So, you know, it's different for everybody. You said you never got bored. I totally get it if it's nostalgia. We're all suckers for nostalgia, man. You can't. That's why I'm going to buy the Mario games. I already own the Mario games, but I want to buy them again in HD on my Switch because of nostalgia. It's why Mario 64 is still my second favorite Mario game. Not because it's great today, but because when I was 16, it blew my mind. I was like, I didn't know games could do this. And so my nostalgia means I still love that game. And so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Armchair Analysis says, if I was in charge of Nintendo, I would do Ocarina, Wind Waker, and Skyward Sword as one collection, and Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess sold separately. Well, I don't understand how you would break that down, though. Why wouldn't you put Ocarina and Majora together? And then you'd have Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, and Twilight Princess. That could be its own. That's almost two collections there. I feel like Ocarina and Majora's Mask together, and then Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess. But again, if Nintendo was to release those next year for the 35th, and if they just made them straight ports or even just ports but in HD, then they could bundle those together and call them a full price game. But if they wanted to go the route that they did with, well, not so much Link's Awakening, but well, then again, Xenoblade, they sold Xenoblade full price, and they really only made that an HD remaster too. I thought it was going to be a remake, but it was not a remake. If they were to really, really do it the way the Resident Evil games were remade or Shadow of the Colossus, then they've got a bunch of games that they could sell for $60 individually. So it really just depends on what they do, And I think that the Mario games have probably showed us that Nintendo is more interested in, I'll admit it, less effort. I'm excited for the games. I'm fine with them in HD, but I can objectively say Nintendo is putting less effort into these games. They are. They're just taking the same games and they're putting them in HD, and maybe they're going to tweak the controls a little, I think we heard. And that's cool. I'm glad for it, especially for Sunshine. But they're clearly okay with just we don't have to put too much time and effort into our games. Here's our old collection of games, and you're all going to pay $60 for it, and we're going to make millions and millions and squillions of dollars. And so they could do that for Zelda, and they could even do it for Metroid. Everyone talks about Metroid's anniversary is next year also. Hello, I'm paying attention to that. I'm ready. And so even if they do the Metroid Prime trilogy, I'm not really expecting, and I don't think anyone has been expecting, when we've talked about the Metroid Prime trilogy for the past, 2 years, I don't think anyone has truly been envisioning anything more than just those same games in HD. I mean, I think I'm one of the only people that talked about and made a video talking about the first Metroid Prime either as an HD trilogy or as a remade game. Almost no one else has said anything other than Metroid Prime Trilogy HD. No one has been considering, if they were to update the character models, the lighting, the textures, even the music. No one has considered that. And everyone has been ready to pay $60 for just HD Metroid Prime Trilogy. Everyone's been okay with that until now. So we'll see what happens. And I feel like everyone was okay with the Mario games when they were a rumor the same way, but now that they've been reality, a lot of people have it feels like they've changed course and be like, oh, nope, not cool with it. This isn't okay. Nope. You got to do remakes only. HD doesn't cut it. Nintendo, it's too much money. And I'm like, where was all this conversation beforehand? No one was mad at the idea when it was a rumor, but now that it's fact, people have gotten upset. And I don't know. What are you guys going to do when the Metroid Prime trilogy releases and it's the same thing? It will be the same thing, you know? In theory, okay? Cuz it's not confirmed and maybe they do more than just HD ports for the trilogy, but I think most of us assume it's just going to be HD Metroid Prime trilogy. That's just what I think it's going to be. Anyway, facts. Sam Lee is like, facts, Rob. I think it is facts, right, man? Like, I just think it's kind of weird. I just think the whole thing just feels very weird to me. So, anyway, anywho, ha hey. What else are you guys saying? Good arguments, Rob. Thanks, Alejandro. We all miss Metroid. Yes, we do. Homebrew GT says we have to buy Metroid Prime Trilogy because that series needs it. You know, that is true. Can you guys imagine if, you know, either the Metroid Prime Trilogy or if it's like Metroid Prime 4, you know, if those games don't sell really well, I don't know, man. I just don't know. It makes me a little nervous to think. I'm not going to lie. If I think about it, it's more so Prime 4 than the trilogy, because the trilogy, like, yeah, it should sell well, but if it doesn't, it's like, well, they're old games. People played them, so no big deal. But Prime 4 has to nail it with sales. Prime 4 has to sell, in my opinion, okay, well, bare minimum, it has to cross 1 million copies. But I think Prime 4, if I factor in like Metroid's typical success compared to like Nintendo's other franchises, I think a Prime 4 releasing on the mega popular Switch where every title sells well, I think it has to do bare minimum 3 million. Okay, that's my target. You know, as a Metroid mega fan, you guys know I'm the Metroid guy, right? So I'm stating it right now. Metroid Prime 4 has to sell at least 3 million. In my opinion, it should sell 10 million, okay? It really should sell 10 million. But I think that a $3 million goal for Metroid Prime 4 is both acceptable and it's realistic, right? There's no reason for Metroid Prime 4 after all the hooting and hollering everyone does about Metroid and Samus and everyone who fought and cried and complained about Other M and Federation Force, which is not me because I like those games and I bought those games. But plenty of other people complained about it. This isn't the Metroid we want. Where's Samus? This is Federation Force is dumb, blah, 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 blah. Everyone complained about it. And that's okay. That's your right to do. That's fine. But when Metroid Prime 4 comes along, you'd better be opening up your wallets to the tune of millions of sales. Okay? They're giving us what we want. Yeah, they're taking longer than we would like because things happened. But when that game releases, man, people better buy it. Put your money where your mouth is for the sake of all of us Metroid fans, us true dedicated Metroid fans that have been here every step of the way. Look at this. Other M. Look at this. Okay, I've been supporting Metroid and Samus through even the darkest days, okay? So I want this series to continue. I want Samus to keep getting new games and new adventures. And to do that, all the people who've been vocal about Metroid, who probably haven't even played most of the games anyway, better shell out when the time comes, man. When Prime 4 lands, open up those wallets. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I did not expect to go into that little tirade. Alan says, I really liked Samus Returns. Yep, totally. Yes, Jono, Other M totally needs a remaster. I agree. And I firmly feel, I think I brought this up in a live stream recently too. I feel that if Other M got a second chance at life on the Switch with HD graphics, and if they changed up the controls and they made it, you know, let us use an analog stick, I think so many people would come around to that game. I believe it in my heart that people will come around to that game. Truly. This is why I subscribed. Cool, Sam. I'm glad. I just saw somebody ask a question I wanted to answer. Oh, Chris, my buddy, Christopher Smith. Hello, good sir. Is that Ash versus Evil Dead doll in the background? If yes, can I have it? Yes, it is, and no, you can't. Yeah, it is Ash versus Evil Dead. You can see the 3 Ash heads right here. Where am I at? Boop, right there. Emily got that for me as a birthday gift, as a late birthday gift. I was like, that's amazing. So it's got a little, you can't see it. I don't want to move my stuff around. I'll probably knock something over. But yes, it is Ash of Evil Dead. Metroid Prime 4, 3 million. We can do it, folks. Yes, Diego. Yes, yes. Ubicore. says, "Hey Rob, are you a fan of Xenoblade games at all?" I am, Ubicore. And what's funny about the Xenoblade games is I'm actually not a big JRPG fan. But the Xenoblade games, I love. You know, I played the original Xenoblade when it came out on the Wii in 2012. I love Xenoblade X, and I like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 quite a bit, but I don't love it. I don't think it's as good as the first two, but it's still good. Like I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, it's good. So yes, I like Xenoblade. How do I feel? Kevin says, "How do I feel about Sega doing what Nintendo did?" What do you mean? I'm not quite sure what you mean when you say such a thing. That's Emily's YouTube. Oh, Girl of Two review. Maybe. Ro2R. Dropkick says Animal Crossing 22 million. Metroid Prime 4 pray for 3 million. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything against Animal Crossing. You guys know I don't really play Animal Crossing, but Kevin says a Sonic collection. What Sonic collection? Am I missing something? What's the Sonic collection you're talking about? I mean, the only thing I can think of is like, Sonic Mania, which like but that was a new game. Is there a Sonic collection? I can't think of one. Maybe I'm brain farting something. But even if they are doing a Sonic collection, I think that's fine. I love Sonic. I ain't got no hate. Oh, what if they did it? Okay, I thought you were saying that Sega already did that. Well, yeah, I mean, I would totally love that. Again, I like Sonic. Everyone hates on Sonic, but I like Sonic. Fun fact, the last movie I saw in a movie theater before the world ended and everything shut down was Sonic the Hedgehog, which was okay. It was just okay. I mean, like, I liked it, but it was just okay. I saw it by myself, so I felt really weird. I was like, this movie's way more of a kid's movie than I expected it to be. Upscaled Sonic Boom. I actually have Sonic Boom on the Wii U. Fun fact, and I'll never sell it. It's not good, but I will never get rid of it because it's probably going to be a collector's item. But I did play quite a bit of it before I gave up. I have Devil's Third, so do I. Obi-Wan, I also have Devil's Third. Devil's Third is actually a good game. Snap, same film for me as well, said Jono. So Sonic was the last movie you saw. Geiger Mass says, just found your channel. It's very underrated. You should have at least 1 million subscribers. Well, dude, thank you. That is a huge compliment to think I'm worth a million subscribers. I feel like I don't make the kind of videos that gets 1 million subscribers. My content is more about the conversation. It's, at least in my opinion, I would think if you tune into my videos, it's because you just like the conversation. Here's a guy who's going to talk for 15 to 20 minutes about one video game Nintendo topic. I have a lot to say, and it's not about fancy editing. It's not about what you're watching. It's about what you're hearing. And so it's really deep dissection of topics, which is my favorite kind of content to watch too. But I don't think it's the kind of content that gets 1 million subscribers. You have to have something like, like the AVGN, of course, or beat 'em ups, Wood. Because he makes like funny stuff and it's goofy and he's acting real silly and it's got fancy editing and stuff that I don't even know how to do. It's very high quality. But that kind of stuff, it's like in your face and it's over the top and it's like silly. That's what gets 1 million subscribers. And I'm not into that. That's not my bag. But I appreciate the compliment, man. And I did get another super chat again from Eric. Dude, you're amazing. Thank you so much for another donation. Says, great points, Rob, but what about the other Zelda games, Minish Cap and Oracles? So the Oracle games are the only ones I've actually never played myself. I want to play them, but I've not. Minish Cap was very good. It was very hard. Very, very hard, but I really liked that game. And there's also Four Swords, by the way. Don't forget Four Swords Adventures. So it would be super neat if they made like a 2D Zelda collection, right? What if they put Four Swords and Minish Cap and the Oracles games all on one disc or a cartridge or something, or one release? Or they could release them as digital titles for like $7 a piece. I mean, I've been saying this since before the Nintendo Online. Like, Nintendo, if you're not going to do a virtual console, which clearly they're not, why don't you just release individual titles for like Game Boy Advance, 3DS, GameCube, Wii, N64 for just a couple of bucks on the eShop? Just let us download them. You don't have to have a virtual console storefront. You can just put titles on the eShop for a couple of bucks a piece. I think most of us would buy those games. So with the Zelda games you bring up, Eric, like the 2D ones, the top down games, I think it would be great if you could just. I would pay like $7.99 for Minish Cap on the Switch. I would buy that, and I would definitely do it for the Oracle games because I've never played them. So I think that'd be really cool. Fleeter Mouseman says maybe your videos are way too reasonable and rational for most people. Well, maybe. I like to think so. I like to think I'm a pretty rational dude, pretty reasonable. But I really don't think it's that. I think it's just that, I don't know. I don't make videos that are about excitement and like quick clicks and quick hits and going viral. That's just not my kind of stuff. And there's a lot of channels that are just like that. I'm not saying I'm the only one. I'm just saying that's the category I think I fall into. And so, I will admit when I started YouTube, I had a dream of like at least hitting like 100,000 subscribers. And clearly that's not in the cards for me. So that part's kind of a shame, but I never thought I was going to make anything that would get me to 1 million subscribers, that's just, yeah. So that's fine. I don't mind. Oh, Retro, what's up, buddy? Retro Death is in here. Says, where did you go? Retro, I lost you, dude. Oh my God, where did Retro go? Bum, bum, bum. Thank you, Kazoo, for moderating. You rock. I want to find Retro's question. Okay, there we go. Says, I can only imagine your reaction if Metroid Prime 4 would get some form of close combat. Yes. And Samus would have a type of lightsaber emerging from her arm. Okay, well, whoa. You're crossing the streams now. You're crossing Star Wars with Metroid. That's a lot to think about. I will say, though, Retro, one thing I do want, I've talked about this before on videos and podcasts and stuff too, is I would love it if Samus in Metroid Prime 4 could have some kind of melee combat. Like, I don't need her to have a lightsaber per se, although, yeah, that would be kind of cool. They could make like a Metroid in-universe version of a lightsaber, right? They could do like just like a beam weapon. Like No More Heroes did it, so Metroid could do it. But, lightsaber aside, I think Samus absolutely needs to be able to kick ass with her hands and feet. If enemies close in on her and they get close, I think in Metroid Prime 4 and any future Metroid games, she needs to be able to do more than just shoot with her arm cannon, like she's got to be able to like do the thing, which this game showed us. That's one of the best parts about Other M is that Samus, she's like wrestling alien creatures. She's putting them in headlocks and suplexes and doing the whole thing, like it's great. And so I think they should bring something like that into Metroid Prime 4. It would be trickier in first person, obviously, to be playing Samus in first person. And then if enemies get close to you, like you're making her punch in first person and stuff, like they could do it. I mean, Doom did it. It's possible to do that kind of stuff. So I would like to see it. Definitely would like to see it. Sam Lee says, facts. So many facts. What could a 3D Kirby look like? Yeah, that would be cool, Kevin. I would like a 3D Kirby. Yeah, apparently somebody was spamming, but Kazoo took care of it. Thanks so much, Kazoo. You rock. Cross all the streams. Yeah, maybe they could have Metroid meets Dragon Ball meets Star Wars meets The Walking Dead. There you go. That's my dream video game. Put all 4 of those things into one game, please. How crazy. Novus Talk says space pirates have energy scythes that activate like lightsabers. Yeah, kind of they do. So I don't see why we can't have a Zero Suit section that uses a pirate scythe. Yeah, they could absolutely do something like that. Yeah. I think that there's a way. Quinn McDonald says, really wish the Breath of the Wild sequel was here. So do I. Absolutely, so do I. Retro, I need to make you a moderator. There you go. If I know you and I trust you, you get to be a moderator. I got another super chat for dude, Johnny. Oh, wow. Johnny, happy console gamer, my man. He says, I hate Nintendo and Mario sucks. I agree. You know what? I'm just going to end this stream. I don't want to talk about Mario. What a dummy. He should have been an electrician. Clearly the better profession. Plumbing. Anyway, dude, thank you so much, Johnny. That is so cool for you to pop in, man. And thank you for the donation, good sir. Much appreciated. I need to make you a moderator also, actually. There we go. Everyone gets a moderator. Just consider me Oprah Winfrey. You get a moderator. You get a moderator. I hate Nintendo and Mario sucks. It sounds like the internet the last couple of days, really, man. People have been so angry about Mario. Mario sucks. Ryan says, "Give me one." Well, I do have to know you. I do have to know people. Homebrew GT says, "Do you think Metroid Prime 4 will launch at the end of Nintendo Switch's life cycle, just before Nintendo Switch 2?" So I've talked about that before, the Metroid Prime 4 thing. I mean, here's the thing. I think that Metroid Prime 4 is still like a couple years away. A lot of you guys have heard me say this. Like, my target year, just based on a guess, for Metroid Prime 4 is 2022, right? So like 2 years from now. And I also think that around 2022 is also, is also around the time that the next Nintendo console could be launching. You know, maybe it launches in 2022, maybe it's revealed in 2022 to release in 23. You know, maybe in 22 we're in like the hype building lead up cycle to like more information about their next like whatever it is. I just feel like around 22 we're going to also be hearing about the next Nintendo console. So for me, I can line up my theory on Prime 4 in 22 and my theory on the next console in 22. And so, yeah, to answer your question, I think there's a good chance that we could see some crossover. And maybe, I think my most likely guess would be Prime 4 being a cross-gen release. I think that makes the most sense. I feel like Nintendo would want to give it the Breath of the Wild treatment. Obviously, it's not going to be as big as Breath of the Wild, and Nintendo knows that. But I think they might still want to do the same thing and just have it be, you know, something that releases to the huge Switch install base, but also something that releases to be a huge first-party launch title for their next console, and one that's showcasing like the crazy good graphics, because I think Prime 4 is going to be just beautiful. And just, you know, Bob's your uncle. There you go. I think it's going to be late into the Switch's life and very likely could also release on the next console. I feel very good about that. Eric, again, dude, that is a third donation from you, man. Thank you. You don't have to go. I don't want you to spend all your money, so you don't have to go too crazy, but I appreciate it. He said, "Wait, a Nintendo crossover hammed Dothan's." I don't know what you're saying. Hammed Dothan Smash would be amazing. Shout out to Johnny Millennium. Yeah, I love that Johnny popped in. Nintendo crossover. Eric, you should tell me what you're trying to say, man. I want to answer your question, but I don't know what you're saying. Crossover hammed Dothan Smash? I don't know, man. Please. Oh, other than, okay. A Nintendo crossover other than Smash would be amazing. Gotcha. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, so a lot of us for a long time have talked about the idea of like a Nintendo Kart, you know, like a Mario Kart game that uses more than just Mario characters. Beyond, you know, it's got Splatoon and it's got Link now. But so that would be cool. You know what I've actually thought about that's kind of like your idea, Eric? Hey, yo, Pat, Nintendo Talk. What's up, man? Excited about the Mario trilogy, but kind of bummed it didn't get Crash Spyro Tony Hawk treatment. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I'm going to get to you in a sec. I do want to answer Eric's question because he donated. What was your question, Eric? About, okay, a Nintendo crossover. So what I've pictured for a while is actually just a Nintendo crossover adventure game. Like, kind of like what Subspace Emissary was, right? But not really that, because that was like a weird, and I like Subspace, but that was like a weird different thing. I mean, picture like a big adventure game that, you know, something like a Breath of the Wild or a Mario Odyssey, but that's just Nintendo. It's all characters. Or like, you know, okay, like Kingdom Hearts. Basically like a Kingdom Hearts. That's the comparison I'm thinking of. What if there was a Kingdom Hearts game where instead of crossing over Disney and Final Fantasy, It's crossing over Mario with Metroid, with Kid Icarus, with F-Zero, with Zelda, with Kirby, with Donkey Kong. And you're going to different worlds that are themed like all the different Nintendo worlds. That's a Nintendo crossover game that I think could be really freaking cool. Like that, I mean, that would just be amazing. Yeah, I mean, okay, the Nintendo cart, I would like that also for sure, but I think that would be the coolest thing. And yeah, Pat said excited about the Mario trilogy, but bummed it didn't get the treatment. And that's kind of the tricky thing. Yeah, I like Subspace too, Ian. I like it a lot. Yeah, like so I've talked about this. I think that releasing the Mario games the way they are is fine because they are coming to us in HD. And being that they're on a $60 package, they're only $20 a piece. So I'm like, okay, individually to me, Mario 64 just in HD is worth $20 to me. Same with Sunshine, same with Galaxy. So putting them together doesn't bother me. However, obviously, it would be so much more exciting if a 64 got remade like Resident Evil 2 did, or Final Fantasy 7 did, or Shadow of the Colossus did, or Link's Awakening did, or Samus Returns did, right? So, or Tony Hawk, like you say, Pat. Like, there's a lot of good examples of games that have gotten great remakes. And Nintendo has even done it twice. I think the 2 times, right? With Samus Returns and Link's Awakening. And those are incredible. Like what they did, the amount of effort they put in to remake those games is amazing. And so I'm cool with Mario HD and Sunshine HD and Galaxy HD. Like I'm very, very excited. Have them pre-ordered. But yes, they would be way cooler if they got remade like Spyro and Tony Hawk and Samus Returns and Link's Awakening. That would be amazing. What about Wind Waker 2, says Jan Dean. Well, so the thing about Wind Waker 2 is I think people kind of forget that like not Skyward Sword. Yeah, Phantom Hourglass. There's too many video games in my head, you guys. I know too many video games. Phantom Hourglass was kind of billed as a sequel to Wind Waker when it came out, like more like a successor than a sequel. Kind of the way A Link Between Worlds is like a successor to A Link to the Past. It's not exactly a sequel. Like both of those games take place right after the other game, but they're not like, it's not A Link to the Past 2 and it's not Wind Waker 2. It's A Link Between Worlds and Phantom Hourglass. So they're like individual games and stories. And so if they were going to do a Wind Waker 2, I think that would be a different game than what Phantom Hourglass tried to do. And I would love to see it because I love the Wind Waker. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, Retro, thank you. You say I love Phantom Hourglass. That's reminding me. I need to go back up to Pat and I need to make him a moderator. I made like 4 new moderators today. This is crazy. I feel like a professional streamer now. What was I saying? Retro, I saw you. Oh, yeah. Retro said, I love Phantom Hourglass. It was a great game. I agree with you. I love Phantom Hourglass. People always hate for no reason. Other M, Sunshine, Phantom Hourglass. I agree. And to me, Skyward Sword, although I think you don't like Skyward Sword, Retro Death, but I've always seen it as like Other M and Sunshine and Skyward Sword and also Phantom Hourglass are like the main games in like Nintendo's 3 main franchises that are the ones that are really divisive and that a lot of people hate. And like, I actually love all 3 of those games. I love Skyward Sword, I love Other M, and I love Sunshine. There are issues with all of them. I think Skyward Sword is probably the one that comes together the best overall. But, you know, I'll admit there's issues with each one of those games, but I think they're all very good. You know, I do. What can I say? Hey, Pat. Yeah. Moderator status. Boom. I pay people in retweets and Oreo cookies. That's the only income anyone makes by becoming a moderator. It's called A Link to the Past 2 in Japan. Is that true, Casual Tie? I didn't know that. If that's true, I did not know that. I thought Link Between Worlds is just A Link Between Worlds. I'm getting really behind on stuff here. Has Nintendo ever made a 3? They have, Zin. It's called Metroid Prime 3. And Mother 3, right? Mother 3 is a game. So Metroid Prime 3, Mother 3, Super Mario Brothers 3. What other 3s has Nintendo made? Is that it? I think that's it. I'm going to go with that. Well, okay, Super Metroid is called Metroid 3. So we got that as well. That's a cheat, but I'm going to allow it because it's my channel and I'm going to allow it because it's me. So that's 4 games to me. Metroid Prime 3, Mother 3, Super Mario Brothers 3, and Super Metroid, which is Metroid 3. Any others we're missing, guys? Tell me if anyone can think of one. Oh, Donkey Kong Country 3, Pikmin 3, duh. Kirby's Dream Land 3, is that real? Nintendo doesn't make a 4. Well, they're making Metroid Prime 4. And Metroid Fusion is Metroid. Luigi's Mansion 3. Okay, so there's tons of 3s. I can't believe I forgot Pikmin 3. I love Pikmin 3. They also made Super Mario 3D World and 3D Land. So, oh, Mario Party 3. Yeah, I said Mother 3. I like this. The game of 3s. Star Fox 3. JK. Yeah, no Star Fox 3. Sadly. Yeah, they went from Star Fox 2 all the way up to Star Fox 64. What happened to the other 60 games? Fire Emblem 3 Houses. No, they didn't make Smash Brothers 3. That didn't happen. What's up, Emerson? It was Triforce of the Gods 2 in Japan, I believe, says Matthew. Not a Link to the Past 2. Okay, there we go. That settles that. Star Fox needs a revamp. Ah, yes, Bayonati 3. Piano 3. Yes, Retro. Oh, my games aren't in this room. I have that game. I was going to bust it out. I love Piano 3. Piano 3. Good old Piano 3. Does I'm going to ask you a trivia question about that game, Retro, but I need to check something. What? Ah, okay. I can't ask it. Never mind. No trivia question for you. It's not really trivia. Dylan Hogum says, how about the third time Sunshine has been ported? That's not the third time. This is the first time. It's only been ported one time. First GameCube, and now it's getting one port to the Switch. So that's its first port. Official. Isn't Super Mario 64 DS a remake? Yeah, it kind of was a remake, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I would call it a remake. I think I would call it more just a port with new content, but they didn't like remake the game really. You know, to me, because I put that in the same camp of like, you know, Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. I don't know if I would call those games remakes. I think I would call them, you know, upgraded ports, you know, because they did improve the graphics in all of those games. Eternal Darkness HD port. Now we're talking, Sam. Let's go. Let's do Eternal Darkness. What an amazing game. You hate Bayonetta. Why do you hate Bayonetta, Kazoo? I love Bayonetta. Gale of Darkness DX had a port. Isn't that a Pokemon game? Gale of Darkness is a Pokemon game, I think. Hey, Rob, one question. Do you think Nintendo is being anti-consumer by selling Mario 3D All-Stars for a limited time? Because I think they are. Well, I definitely veer in that direction, yeah. It's so the whole Mario limited time thing is very tricky for me because I think it's really dumb. I think it's probably one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. There is no reason to sell a game like that temporarily, especially because it's a video. It's not like a Super NES Classic where it's a physical piece of hardware they have to decide to continue making and then eventually stop production. Like with Mario 3D All-Stars, bare minimum, the digital version should be available forever, okay? And really the physical one should be too, but I can cut them slack on that because it's still physical, and so maybe you stop making physical games. Like no one's making physical PS2 games anymore, so like that happens. But the digital version of the game, why? So I kind of hate the decision. And I'm sure it's because they want to try to limit the release of the game to the 35th anniversary year, which is just so stupid to me. But then you say, is it anti-consumer? And like, here's the thing. It is kind of anti-consumer, yes. But for me, even though I think it's really stupid and I don't understand it, I will admit it's not making me like actively angry. I'm not losing any sleep over it. I don't feel the need to complain about it really. The only thing I feel the need to say is, yes, it's dumb. If somebody is complaining about it, what I say is, I agree with you. It's a bad move. Doesn't make sense. But it's not like really making me angry because honestly, so many people are going to buy it. It's going to sell 10 to 15 million copies. And so I think 99% of people who want the game are going to have 6 months to get the game, and they will get the game. And for me, I'm going to have the game. I've pre-ordered it. So 24 hours after the game is on sale, I'm going to own it. So within the first 180 days, I'm going to have on day 1 of 180, I'm going to have the game. And so it's like it's not hurting my Mario 3D All-Stars video game time. And so that's why it's like I can't really get mad at it. I can just agree that it's a really dumb decision. And I really hope that Nintendo clarifies it soon. I think bare minimum, if they're going to make the decision with Mario 3D to do this, I think bare minimum they should explain their reasoning. I don't think that's a crazy thing to ask. I don't think anyone's being entitled by saying, "Hey, Nintendo, at least tell us why you're doing this so we understand it." That's a normal thing to want to know. And I also think they should explain if they have any other plans beyond that. Because some people have started to put the theory out there that after March 31st, when this game apparently just goes away, just poof, Nintendo has made it disappear. You can't get it anymore. Some people have theorized that they might then release the games individually as downloads on the eShop. So it goes from a $60 purchase, whether you're physical or digital, it's going to go from a $60 purchase to 3 individual digital purposes. Yeah, 3 individual digital purchases. Jesus, a tongue twister. So I think that's a theory that people have, and I think it's a good theory. And so it would be nice if Nintendo was going to explain a little bit of what they're thinking here, because I just don't understand what they're doing with that limited time thing. It's so crazy. Oh my God, another donation. Gintoku Cruise. What's that? Gintoki Cruise. What is happening? Thank you for the donation. Says, I'm more annoyed that the pins are limited. Yeah, but that's like, I get it, but that's normal. Physical goods like that, physical little surprises and treats, those things are usually limited. And so it sucks. I agree with you, but I guess I kind of expected that. Yeah, Zin says pins are always a limited thing. It just kind of makes more sense. The video game being limited is the craziest thing. Craziest. I have 160 viewers. I think that's the most I've ever had in a live stream ever, you guys. So this is crazy. I didn't expect this at all. Wyatt Rosebrock says Metroid would sell better if more people gave it a chance. I agree, but I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be what changes that. I think the perception of Metroid could change if this game really lands. Like Metroid Prime 4, I think is definitely the change of pace. Only 60 likes. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, hit the like. Smash the like, says Pat. Thank you, guys. Hit the like button. Get me out there. I mean, sadly, we got to go grocery shopping. So literally in probably 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to have to cut this off. So we shall see. Riley says, I want a Resident Evil character in Smash. That would be cool. Grocery shop. Get food. Yes, McShocker. That's the plan. Mr. Smart. Hey, what's up, Mr. Smart? The evening it's not really evening where I am. It's only 1 o'clock, but it's good. Hopefully your evening is good. I will be safe. Thank you, Sam. We both will. By grocery shopping means pre-ordering Mario copies. I've already pre-ordered mine. I'm good. Did I miss Joey? Wait, is Joey here? Joey Ferris? Joey, are you in the chat? He's in the chat. Joey, where are you? Broncos record prediction? Oh, Riley's going to get me talking about Broncos. NFL is in like days, you guys. I can't even believe it. Hey, there you are, Joey. I found you. Where is Joey? Broncos record predict. Dude, I don't know how to predict this NFL season. I'm going to be foolish and I'll predict a winning record just barely. And I'm going to predict 9-7, which will be an improvement. So I'm going to say 9-7. And I'm going to predict we will not make the playoffs. Man, I hope I'm wrong. I believe in Drew Lock, but it's going to be tough. Go Hawks, says Roy. You know what's funny about that is I actually live in Washington State now. I used to live in Denver, obviously. Oh my God, Sam says, let's go Raiders. No, no Raiders. I like Dallas. Later, Kazoo. Thanks for stopping by. Joey says, grocery shopping equals buying more Metroid posters. How did you know? Joey, are you spying on me? My assumption is, Joey, you're right outside that window right now. Is that you? Are you creeping? Oh my God, I got another super chat. Whoa. Santos Duran, thank you so much. Says, one of my fondest memories of my childhood was playing Mario 64 Toys R Us at age 11. Same here. I'm currently playing Odyssey and I'm enjoying it. Are you playing Odyssey for the first time is my question. Excuse me, guys. Don't look out that window. I'm going to have a Joey creeping on a come up. Santos, yeah, I'm curious. Are you playing Odyssey for the first time? And I do have to say, I have the same Mario 64 memory. I was a little bit older than you. I would have been probably 15, almost 16. So it sounds like I got about 4 or 5 years on you. But yeah, 64 was so hyped. 1996. And I remember my younger brother and my mom and I going into a Toys R Us. This is when we obviously still lived in Denver, where I'm from. And they had like 2 64 set up with Mario 64. And it was like, when we saw it, it was like they were glowing and like singing into the store. Just like this aura, like the rays of the Lord shining down upon these things. Like, come play Mario 64. And it was like, oh my God. It was so amazing. Oh my God. So yeah, I have the same memory as you do, man. Oh, rip Chadwick Boseman. You got to break my heart, McShocker. I mean, I don't want to be too much of a downer on this, especially right before I end up getting off. But I got to tell you, that hurt. That hit so hard. My fiance and I were sitting on our backyard, in our back porch, having a drink, just sitting outside, talking, enjoying the weather. And one of my bandmates texted me and was like, dude, Chadwick Boseman died? And like, it just like my whole world, I was just like, there's no way. And, you know, I get on Twitter and it was like 20 minutes ago he had passed away. And it was like misery, man, the pain. Really, really sad. That one really, really, really hurt me, you guys. Just, so sad. What a trooper, man. What a soldier. I can't believe what he did. Yeah, it's true, Flighter. Whoop. Anyway, I don't want to be too sad, but I did want to give the respects because I got the rip Chadwick Boseman. That was very, very, yeah, colon cancer. I know, it's crazy, man. Dude was making so many movies. He was a part of the biggest franchise on earth at the time. He was doing it while he was sick. And that's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, great actor. Yep, Wakanda forever. I agree. I hope I don't change. Nova says, I hope they don't change the title of Prime 4. The name Prime 4 needs to be included because it's a huge part of it. Well, what are you thinking they might change it to? What are your thoughts on that? I'm curious. When you say change the title, I don't know what you mean. Joey says, do you think the Mario 3D collection gives us hope for Zelda and Metroid collections next year? I do. Yeah, I do, man. That conversation's been going around. Someone even asked it earlier in the chat too. You know, we got both Metroid and Zelda have anniversary next year. So literally Nintendo's 3 flagship franchises based on their origin, Mario, Metroid, and Zelda, they all have their anniversaries right in the same time, you know, because they came out around the same time. I feel like the sad thing is, Joey, I feel like Zelda has a better chance of getting love than Metroid does. But I don't think it's crazy that if there's any truth, because you know what? Here's what I'll say. And I think I'm going to make this a firm statement. I think a semi-firm statement. I think that with the reveal of these Mario games, I think that really does show that the Metroid Prime trilogy has to be real. If Nintendo is willing to say, we're going to just release classic games and we're just going to make them HD and put them as a collection on the Switch, here you go. If they're willing to go that far for one of their franchises, I think that they would take the already existing Metroid Prime trilogy and just put it on the Switch in HD. Like, it's too obvious. And we've all believed in the Prime trilogy for 2 years now anyway, right? We've all thought it was coming. It makes way too much sense. So yeah, Metroid Prime 4 echoes 2. Uh-oh, says Retro. Retro hates Metroid Prime 2, so that is hilarious. I hope that's what they call it, Retro, just to force you to play another Echoes game, because Metroid Prime 2 is a good game. So yeah, I just feel like weirdly, I feel like the Mario collection almost does mean it's more likely that Metroid Prime trilogy happens than the Zelda games, simply because those games already exist, you know? But I really do think that they're all possible. So yeah, Joey, I think there's a good chance that's going to happen. I mean, oh my God, they'd make a killing if they made Metroid Prime Trilogy HD and a Zelda HD collection, you know, with like Skyward Sword and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Forget about it. They will sell so many copies of those, just like they're going to with Mario, despite all of the complaints. Like Mario, I'm predicting 10 million for the Mario 3D All-Stars. I think 10 million or higher. What do you guys think? Let me ask you guys. Put some numbers in the chat. How many copies of Mario 3D All-Stars here? Uh-oh. That's no good. How am I? Come on, it's loading up. How do I look? I look good. I think I'm okay. Wow, yeah, I was definitely gone. Everyone's like, back to reality. We're back. Oh, that's so annoying. I'm sorry, guys. That happened last time, too. I went shopping. Yeah, I just went shopping real fast. Sorry, guys. That sucks. I've noticed a trend when I do my streams. So yeah, I'm at an hour and 2 minutes. Usually, like once I pass an hour at any given time, it seems like my stream will like take 30 seconds to just buffer. So that's really annoying. It's like my internet's just like, I got about 60 minutes in me and then I'm out of here. Sorry about that, guys. But I was reading all of the different answers. Casual Tie says 5 million, as Nintendo might underestimate demand. So my question is, Ashler says 2 million too. How many of you guys think it's going to sell less than 5 million, and how many of you think it's going to sell more than 10? YouTube operator cuts you off asking for a quarter. Zin says more than 10. More than 10. Casual Tie says less. Might not have the demand, says Sam's. Yeah, some people think that maybe there won't be as much demand. A lot of people think more than 10. Sam says more than 20. I don't know about more than 20. It's definitely, I mean, obviously, like, you know, Mario Kart sold 20 million and Animal Crossing sold 20 million. What? Breath of the Wild did. 20 million is possible, but I'm going to stick to 10 million. And 10 million is still a monster hit, especially for old games. Yeah, New Super Mario Brothers sold an obscene amount. I agree. Yeah, because that was like 7 or 8 million. So I think that's why I think this is an easy 10, maybe even an easy 15, but 20? I don't know about 20. I don't know about 20. Wesley Best says 8. 17 million says Vegan Games. Look at exactly and you get 3 games. Yeah. Yeah, Animal Crossing. Yeah, I mean, Animal Crossing is an anomaly though. Like, here's the thing. I think without the pandemic, and I'm just guessing here, without the pandemic, I think that Animal Crossing at this point, whatever, 6 months into its life, would probably have sold, 7 to 10 million, which is huge. Okay. That is in a regular 2020 with no pandemic. I think Animal Crossing would have hit about 7 to 10 million so far, a huge hit. However, I do think the pandemic added an insane multiple. It was like adding gas to a fire. And so that's how I think it got up to 22, 24 million or whatever it did. I really think that the pandemic had that much of an effect. So it still would have been a huge seller, and it still would have been like a system mover. But I don't think without a pandemic, I don't think Animal Crossing would have hit 20 million units in a matter of months. That is an anomaly because of the pandemic. Yeah, Slush says Animal Crossing did benefit a lot from the pandemic. This is a collector's game and a Christmas game. That's a good point, Sam. Because it's a collector's game, I mean, we all hate the limited time thing. It is dumb, but it is a real thing that's happening. And so it is going to make it a sought after collector's item. And it is going to be it is going to release over Christmas. That's a really good point. And Black Friday. Maybe it can hit 20 million. Nah, I still don't think so. I'm going to say in 10 to 15. Falcom, what's up, buddy? What's up, Falcom Scott? Good to see you here, man. Says, congrats on 14K subs. Thank you so much. Ashler says, when thinking 10 million, are you considering possible software shortages due to COVID as well as the 6-month only release window? It's a good point. Maybe that affects things, but I don't know. I think that that's where Animal Crossing shows that it's possible. I mean, COVID shortages or not, Animal Crossing sold 20 million units in a couple of months. So I think it's going to be the same thing for Mario over Christmas. And so I think it has the same chance. Retro says, people still underestimate Animal Crossing. I don't think the pandemic added that much, maybe 2 or 3 million, but I always said that Animal Crossing, unlike Smash, is a true system seller. I mean, I'm not trying to underestimate it either. That's the thing. I mean, if you think about it, 7 to 10 million in a matter of months is not an underestimation. That is a huge hit for any franchise of any console of all time. That is a huge seller. So I think, at least for me, predicting 7 to 10 million in a couple of months without a pandemic, to me, is still giving a ton of credit to Animal Crossing. Because most franchises, 99% of franchises won't sell that well. So I think that that's giving a ton of credit to Animal Crossing. But unlike you, I actually do think the pandemic added like 15 million extra copies of that game sold. I kind of do think so. But that's just me. Either way, it's a huge hit and it's a huge system seller, regardless of the pandemic. I think we're on the same page there, right? It's a huge game. And I'm not an Animal Crossing fan, but I recognize it. Falcom asked me if I'm picking up Mario 3D World for Switch. So when it comes to 3D World, I'm going to wait to see what the Bowser's Fury is. Bowser's Fury is going to be the difference maker to me. I have 3D World on my Wii U. I like the game a lot. I've beaten the game. I think it's a really, really good game. Putting it on the Switch doesn't excite me as much as the older games. But if Bowser's Fury turns out to just be awesome and really significant single player content, that would convince me to pick it up. So we need to understand that more. And I was just about to say that I'm leaving, but Kentucky Cruz gave another donation. Dude, thank you so much. So I'm going to have to answer this, and I'll probably have to cut it off because we got to go buy some food. But Kentucky says, with COVID and less money in parents' pockets, they might see the value of 3 games in one as a deal, especially with Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That is a very good point. They're going to say, oh, we have less money. Things are short because of COVID. Everything's crazy. And little Johnny and Susie want some video games. Well, this Mario thing has 3 games in one for the same price as that one game over there. And so I think there is a really, really good chance that also helps it, Kentucky. You're right. I think, just like somebody else says, it really comes down to stock. If the stock is there, just like with Animal Crossing, it's going to sell like crazy, especially over the holidays, And then Kentucky brings up a good point that it's 3 games in one. So even people buying it as a gift are going to be more inclined to spend their $60 on that because they're getting multiple games for the price of one. And parents won't understand that, oh, these are old games. Blah, blah. Well, that's not true. Parents are my age nowadays, so maybe they would understand that. But parents will be like, I love this, and so my kids will love it too. That's true. That's why if I ever had kids, they'd be watching Star Wars from the day they're born. It's like, all right, we're going to turn you on to the goods. You're going to watch all 6 Star Wars movies, all 6 of them. The only 6 that are around, the 6 Star Wars movies that number only in 6. You're going to watch these Star Wars movies. I'm just kidding. I would let them watch the Disney movies too, but not until they understood the full grasp of just the true Star Wars story, which is the original 6 movies. Only 6 there are. No more, no less. I don't hate the Disney movies. I only hate The Rise of Skywalker. The other 2 are fine. They're okay. In fact, they're even pretty good. They're just not good together, but individually, they're good movies. Anyway, it is grocery time for us, you guys. So this has been an amazing stream. We hit an hour and 11 minutes. Apparently, we had some buffering at the end there, so sorry about that, you guys. That's no fun, but this was great. I got several donations, so thank you guys all so much for doing that. Oh my God, more questions. I can't look at the questions because I'll start answering them, and I have to log off. I have to go. So this was great. Thank you guys so much. Obviously, we'll do this next weekend. Next weekend, I think that Emily will be popping on the stream with me, so we might do an hour with the 2 of us and just kind of chat because she really wants to get on stream with everybody and just kind of do the thing and talk about some stuff. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. So thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, and I will see you guys sometime next week. Bye-bye.